All right, Coach, you just wanted to open it up with a statement about this weekend. 2 huge wins. Talk about your play this weekend.
Yeah, it was a huge weekend for us. Mostly on the attacking side of things, especially just being able to bang in the goals after early on in the season having a bit of struggle in that aspect of our game. It was a huge weekend for a lot of people to get on the score sheet and really bag some goals. It was good for us.
What's really changed offensively for you guys? You got 10 goals in the last 3 games, since 2001. Talk about a little bit what you guys have done to.
Yeah, obviously that we kind of made a few switches, at least with personnel, not necessarily formationally. Cass has been a real spark for us up top. Have to commend her play. She's been brilliant this past stretch, and she's just added a little bit of a dynamic up there for us. Selena's complimented her very well. She had a very nice goal on the weekend as well. Sometimes it's about getting the right players in the right positions and the chemistry developing. You saw a lot of that last year, and I think right now, just being a good run of form, you can attribute a lot of it to chemistry with players in those positions.
Selena, talk about the position changes, and it seems like you're more comfortable up there with Cass. Talk a little bit about how that's kind of helped you, spark you with a couple goals.
Yeah, I think the combination has been a lot better. Playing to feet has really helped. Just working off Cass, and her finishing has been really great too to help.
It seems like the offense is really clicking. This is probably the best it's been since you've been here. Talk a little bit about how that's going to help you guys moving forward. Now you're starting to score goals. Last year it seemed like you got 1 goal and then the defense was so good nobody was scoring on you guys. So how is the mentality kind of changing? You're starting to score a couple more goals this year.
I think everybody's just putting in so much work and just finding each other and being there. It's just been really great, like working with the outsides and them putting balls in, and just the finishing has been the most important part, and we've been working on that a lot.
Andrew, everybody's talking about Cass moving up top, but you also made a change, and Coach Burke has mentioned in the past that your change might have been the most important out of them all because you're starting to win balls in the middle. Talk about how you feel in the middle there now, and is it a little bit more comfortable than previously in the season?
Yeah, I think it kind of gives me more freedom to kind of, do things that I'm better at, like playing some long balls, some risky balls, whereas at center back, you don't really have the freedom and the luxury to play those risky balls because you have to be kind of safe all the time. So I definitely feel more comfortable there. And I think, it's fun. I get to be kind of flashy, win some balls in the air. But, it's also really nice because I moved into the midfield and we still have, Kristen to slide right back into center back, and she hasn't skipped a beat. She is doing absolutely great there. So I think just like the switch was perfect, and I think it's definitely something that we needed.
The offense is starting to click a little bit, and it's opening you up, like you said, to take some more chances with long balls and stuff like that. How nice is it to finally see some goals going in?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it just kind of makes us feel more comfortable, when you're up 2-0 at half rather than tied 0-0, 1-1, whatever it is. It definitely helps you play more comfortable, and, having that kind of those goals to lean on makes it easier for our forwards and our attacking personnel to be a little more risky and to be a little more creative and, create some havoc. So it definitely just helps our game overall, I think.
Coach, how important was Angier's move to the midfield and how she kind of solidified that defense and helped offensively as well?
Yeah, I mean, she's done fantastic in the role. I think in the early days, we tried her out as a center back, and she did do well there. But it's almost something that allowed her perspective too, playing as a center back, and now moving forward, it kind of enhances her natural abilities. She's a ball winner. She's kind of the player that's going to go and put tackles in and follow the ball and win headers. That's what you need in that position. Not necessarily to say Kristen didn't do that for us. Kristen offers a very calming presence in the back too. So I think at the time, early on in the season, while Kniper, maybe could have played in that role, it took maybe taking that role in the center back to develop her and understand just more of as a unit how things should operate. And now moving her forward, she's just been able to really firm up our defensive quality, and she's been fantastic in ball winning.
Selena's one of the best playmakers in the conference. You guys have said it for a couple of years now, and she's finally hitting her stride now as we're coming down towards playoff time. Talk a little bit about how important that is to have her offensively for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, you look at last year, you look at this year. She's always up there when it comes to assists, playmaking. But she's got a good crew around her. We always talk about our units, our attacking unit, our defensive unit. It's a good group that's up there to help her. She certainly adds a different dynamic to things up there, a little bit of flair at times. But it's good to see her getting on the score sheet as well, because that's something that we've really tried to develop in her game. But we have trust in her to continue the playmaking, and we have players on the bench that come off and help us in that regard as well.
Selena scored a couple goals this weekend. Is your confidence right now just at an all-time high? You've scored in you have 5 points in 5 straight games. Is it kind of like an all-time high right now, and you're kind of riding it out for the rest of the season?
Yeah, definitely. I've gotten a lot comfortable just with the ball and trying to find and pick corners, not just like hitting it right at the goalie or maybe just missing a post or something. But definitely seeing everybody get on the score sheet has been really great too.
You guys hit the road for 2 tough games, but it seems like the mentality around the team has changed a little bit. In the past, it might have been fine to, tie a game. Now it seems like you guys want to win no matter what. Has that mentality kind of changed for you guys because of last year?
Yeah, definitely. The mentality from maybe before, now we have just been just focused on let's play in November, let's win. Like every time we step on the field, it's going to be a win.
Andrea, how did the MAC run last year kind of prepare you for this weekend especially? You played these teams last year in the MAC tournament. How has that kind of prepared you for this weekend?
Yeah, it's obvious. Even if you look at the standings, they're top 2 teams in the conference. So it's going to be a tough game. And, Ball State's always a very hard team to play, always very tough. Miami is a little crafty. So I think we, have that experience, especially from last year, being that we did play them in the tournament. And, just in the past, we know what they're going to be about, but it's at the end of the day, it really is about us and how we play and how we're going to approach the games. I think as long as we're playing how we have been for the past few games, I think we'll come out on top.
Do you have some good memories against Ball State because of last year?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's definitely in the back of my mind, but.
Coach, what are our expectations this weekend?
To be honest, we talk about, and you just touched on it, at this time of season, it's about consistency and it's about gaining that momentum heading into the postseason. And obviously these are 2 top teams that we're up against. But, I think we as a coaching staff, and I'd like to say the players, are all excited for this opportunity, playing against 2 of the top teams in the conference right now. We have recent history on our side, but they're 2 different teams this year. So the excitement's high. We're looking forward to it, and we hope to potentially run into these 2 again down the road after getting 2 good results this weekend.
Have you, as a coaching staff, had to instill a little playoff mentality in these guys, or was it already there? Have they kind of taken it onto their own to understand that these are like playoff games?
Well, I think as a team, we've started to understand that, and I think that we know the importance of this weekend, especially. But we've been really drilling in the mindset right now for the whole group that it's playoff mode. These results matter. There's a lot of implications from this weekend, whether it's Kent State nipping at our heels or us nipping at the heels of Ball and Western, who are in front of us. These results matter, and I think everyone that's involved knows that.
So, how important is it to you guys to get a couple wins this weekend and hopefully have at least one, if not the whole tournament here, playoff game?
It's really important because just the dynamic here, just having all the fans be there, it's like such an amazing experience to be through, and the atmosphere is just really incredible to play in front of.